Hey, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, coming to you from Citrus County, Florida, north of Tampa, at the very borderline with Hernando County. It is a hot day. I was going to sit out in the back, but the sun isn't quite producing the shade that I wanted, so I'm in the carport. The big issue I've had for the last 2 weeks, and tomorrow will make 2 weeks, 2 weeks that I haven't heard from one of my best friends. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if he died. So I'm just hoping if he did, he's resting in peace. I've tried everywhere I could. I went through all the records of all the funeral homes in Rhode Island, and I don't see where he was buried. And I know he didn't have much money, so he wouldn't have an obituary in the newspaper. And I talked to him that Thursday night, and he seemed okay, but we never know from second to second whether we're going to live or die. And it may have been his time. He had 2 very serious diseases, and they're both almost incompatible with life. So I pray that he made it. I played about an hour and a half game of chess with my laptop, a chess game that I downloaded free. It was a draw. Drove me nuts. I like to win, but honestly, I'm not that good. The neighbors, my neighbor on that side and my neighbor on the other side, have gone back to Illinois and Michigan respectively, and so it's very quiet here. I would come out, sit here, and they'd be sitting on their porch, and the other people would see me in the back, and hey, you want a drink? Well, I don't drink, but I would take a soda. And when they go back to Michigan, whatever cat food they have down here, they give it to me. They love the cat. They see it on the porch all the time. And Toby's definitely a porch cat. He likes all the activity. He likes watching dogs go by. We used to get our paper in the morning like everyone else. We'd get our Citrus County Chronicle. But like every other paper, they're in really, really bad shape. So they came up with a plan of no more weekend paper. Saturday, Sunday paper would be combined and the Sunday paper would be combined with the Monday paper, and we get papers with delivery, and mail delivery. So that's Monday through Saturday. So there's no more morning paper. There was something where I'd do the puzzle in the morning while I ate my breakfast and had a coffee. And unless I just put the paper away, but then it's a day old. And there's been a lot of slip-ups where we haven't got a paper. So I think they're really, really struggling. And I think I started my subscription in November 2018 when I moved down here. And it's only in the last 6 months that this new system is in effect. And I don't really like it, but I know they're struggling. I know every other newspaper is struggling. When I lived in Providence, we had an evening bulletin, and we had the morning paper, the Providence Journal. And that was in the heyday of newsprint. If you worked for the Journal, that's what they called it, you were considered to have a prime job, one that would never go away. You couldn't imagine the circumstances back in the 50s and the 60s where there would be no more newspaper. All the advertising was done with either inserts or in the paper. all the holidays, the Washington birthday sales. When you think of how thick around Christmas the Sunday papers were like that, every store having an insert, and it's all gone away. Every single bit of it has gone away with the internet. And look at myself, I had so many books when I lived in Rhode Island. I had to move them out to the garage, which isn't good for the books. They get that musky smell. And now, you know, my house is bigger than some, but it's too small to put a lot of books in. And I don't want to start collecting books. I'll collect e-books and get used to that rather than having 3,000. I tried to get rid of some of them. No one wants them. I try to give them away to like libraries and stuff. They don't want them. I had too many. One person did want my collection of Agatha Christie books. It was like a 40-volume set, and she's very happy with that. But you learn very quickly as you age that all the stuff that you wanted in your youth, no one cares about. I had all my floppies from my old 8088 days, where that was my an Amiga 8088. No. No one wants them. Now everything USB drives. CDs and DVDs will probably be going out the window, and I used to back everything up with them. Everything's just changed. And it changes faster and faster and faster. Who in the world ever thought that you would have a terabyte storage device? Especially on a micro SD card. How can they fit that much data without atoms bumping into atoms and electrons? When I worked for the bank, many things were backed up on tape. You had volumes and volumes and volumes, thousands of tapes, and you make backups of the backups. And the thing was to have 3 backups. One for our on-site backup room, which was down the end of the building. Another went to an office downtown, and then a third went to a place totally removed in case the other 2 were destroyed. And it wasn't until 9/11 that I saw the wisdom of that. I don't know how that company ever reconstructed everything they did with the total destruction of the building. I don't know if they ever recovered anything or if they had it off-site. Yeah, we make 3 copies of everything. So that's why I'm a big, like, I'll make this. It's on an SD card. I'll transfer it to my phone. Sometimes I do take from the phone, but now they have limited storage on the phones because they want you to buy their storage service. And you think, oh, I'll never fill up a 500 megabyte storage capacity. Well, you do. You do. And then they want to charge you outrageously every month to store it. So I back my stuff up on a monthly thing. At the beginning of the year, I print out all these sheets and I stick to it. And I back everything up. I haven't lost any data yet. And that's just the way I am. I back my favorite programs up to CDs. These are my conspiracy channels that I listen to. I back them up to DVDs. Now I put them on, I was putting them on SD cards, but I've been putting them on USB sticks. And I usually get about 512 gigabyte sticks. And that's pretty good for storage, but the more you do, like doing these videos, these things can get to be gigantic. So I'll probably have to get a terabyte or get one of those 4 or 5 terabyte disk drives, external disk drives, and store everything on that. So as the equipment gets better, as it gets faster, you can store more stuff. We all need more storage. I really have cut back on paper though. I only print anything if it's absolutely needed. I printed the first paper in a long time. It was not a barcode, but those other codes that they have that I'll bring with me to my my lab appointment. I'll scan that and I'll tell them everything they need, and I'll just walk in and they'll take my blood. Far different from, I remember the 5.5-inch floppies. You get 2 of them on a 3.25, 1.44 megabyte floppy. I had a camera where I could insert a 1.4 megabyte disk, and then things just grew. The SD cards came out. I still have a few 128 megabyte cards from an old camera. That's all you could put in it, and it ran on batteries. It wasn't rechargeable. You had to get new batteries. But I thought, wow, 128 megabytes. I can take like a roll. Well, you didn't have high definition. I could take like a whole roll of film worth, and have pictures of it. That was something amazing. And you didn't have to wait. I used to send my film out to a place called Clock Color Labs. I don't think they exist anymore. They combined with a whole bunch of different ones. I really haven't seen too much film on sale. I did have a very good friend who said he would never switch, and he never did. He ended up dying, and so he never used any digital media. So I think I'll cut it short. It's very hot out here. And everybody have a happy 4th of July. May our country be safe. May we figure out this latest Supreme Court ruling for the benefit of the people. I personally had a feeling that a president has immunity in all official things, and that in private things, not so much, and you'd have to test that. But I'm surprised they made such a broad decision. But really, considering my age, I'm 74, I don't have to live with it too much longer. No matter what happens, I'm going to be here. I'll be here having fun till I can't do it anymore. That's just what I'll do. So, how do you like my hat? I forgot I had it. I put one thing on top of another and then I forget. Well, have a good day from Citrus County.